The diplomatic marriage between Earth and the powerful alien empire was seen as a crucial step in stabilizing relations between the two vastly different civilizations. The alliance had been fragile for years, with both sides wary of one another's intentions. Earth's leadership believed that a union between a human and a member of the alien royal family would symbolize a new era of peace and cooperation. However, the alien empire's offer took the human delegation by surprise. They proposed the marriage of their princess, known across the galaxy for her intimidating and grotesque appearance, a stark contrast to human standards of beauty. Yet, to refuse the proposal would risk offending the empire and potentially reigniting old tensions. With no other choice, Earth's ambassador agreed to the match, and a human diplomat was chosen as the groom, ready to sacrifice personal comfort for the sake of interplanetary peace. The alien princess's appearance was a source of whispered intrigue and uneasy glances across the galaxy. Her species, the Tara, were known for their resilience, intelligence, and military might, but their physical features were considered strikingly unsettling by most other civilizations. Towering over humans, her skin was a mottled mix of purples and greens, with ridges running along her arms and back. Her large, multifaceted eyes reflected light in ways that made them appear constantly shifting, and her mandible-like jaw structure gave her an imposing, predatory look. What human society might call ugliness was, in Tara culture, a sign of royal lineage. Each ridge and scar represented strength, age-old traditions, and a connection to their warrior ancestors. Her presence was meant to inspire fear and respect, traits highly prized among her people. However, to the human groom, meeting her for the first time was jarring. He struggled to mask his surprise and unease when their eyes met. She stood regal and tall, her alien form exuding an aura of power. But it was clear this marriage would be a challenge unlike any he had faced before. The cultural differences between humans and the Tara quickly became apparent, creating a gulf that was far wider than physical appearance alone. The Tara were a warrior race, their customs rooted in strength, honor, and resilience. Every aspect of their daily life revolved around rituals of combat, personal endurance, and the preservation of their legacy. For them, even the act of courting was an intense display of physical prowess and strategic thinking, something the human groom found bewildering. His attempts to offer polite conversation were often met with confusion or outright dismissal, as the Tara valued action and demonstration over words. The princess, in particular, came from a lineage that demanded respect through displays of power and tradition. Simple gestures that humans would view as endearing, such as a smile or touch, were interpreted differently by her people. Smiling, for instance, was a sign of aggression, baring one's teeth before a fight. Human notions of romantic gestures, flowers, compliments, and quiet moments were foreign to the Tara, who expressed affection through challenge and victory. Meals, too, were a source of tension, with the Tara preferring raw, heavily seasoned meats that symbolized their connection to the hunt, while human delicacies appeared weak and uninspired to them. Formal dinners, meant to be bonding experiences, often became awkward affairs, with the human groom struggling to adapt to a society that seemed to prize what he had always considered primitive and barbaric. Despite the glaring differences, both in appearance and culture, an unexpected connection began to form between the human and the alien princess. It wasn't immediate, nor was it easy, but over time, the human groom realized that beneath her intimidating exterior, the princess possessed a depth of character that transcended physical form. Their initial interactions had been stiff and awkward, with misunderstandings on both sides. But as they spent more time together, cracks in the formal barriers began to show. The princess, for all her stern warrior ways, showed moments of vulnerability that caught the human off guard. In private, away from the prying eyes of the court, her rigid demeanor softened. She had been raised with the weight of expectations, her appearance a symbol of her royal duty, and her strength a constant reminder of her role. But in the quiet moments, when she wasn't performing for her people, she displayed a sense of humor, a curiosity about human life, and an intelligence that was both sharp and insightful. The human, in turn, began to see her not as an alien or a political obligation, but as a person with her own struggles and desires. They found common ground in their shared sense of duty, both thrust into a marriage neither had chosen, but were bound by honor to uphold. Small gestures, like teaching each other about their worlds or sharing stories of their childhoods, led to moments of understanding. They laughed together, shared awkward silences, and found solace in each other's company amid the pressures surrounding them. The wedding night had been looming over the human groom since the moment he agreed to the marriage. He had no idea what to expect from a union with someone so vastly different, and his mind was filled with anxiety. When the time finally came, he entered their shared quarters with a mixture of nervousness and resignation, bracing himself for whatever cultural complexities might follow. As the princess approached him, her towering form casting shadows in the dim light, she did something completely unexpected. She removed a part of her ceremonial armor, revealing something hidden beneath. Her body, once rigid and intimidating in its armor, took on a different shape. Beneath the exterior that most aliens found off-putting, there was an intricate and delicate pattern of bioluminescent markings that pulsed with a soft glow, completely transforming her appearance. The colors danced across her skin, creating a mesmerizing display that was unlike anything he had ever seen. What had been described as ugliness was in fact a protective disguise, one that her people used to ward off potential enemies in Project Power. In this private moment, away from the expectations of her people and the Galactic Court, she showed him a side of herself that was not for the public eye. Her true self, vulnerable yet strikingly beautiful in its own right. This revelation shattered the human's preconceived notions, and for the first time, he saw her not through the lens of alienness or fear, but as an individual, complex and worthy of respect. As the bond between the human and the alien princess deepened, their growing affection did not go unnoticed by those around them. Whispers began to circulate throughout both the Tara Empire and the human diplomatic circles, many viewing their relationship as a strange and unnatural union. On Earth, some questioned the wisdom of the alliance, believing the human had sacrificed too much, while others viewed it as a symbol of the strength of diplomacy and interspecies cooperation. The Tara, however, were far less accepting. To them, the idea of their princess, a symbol of their warrior pride and royal bloodline, forming a genuine bond with a frail human, was seen as a disgrace. Opposition arose from all corners of the Tara court. High-ranking officials and noble warriors viewed the marriage as nothing more than a political formality, and they were quick to dismiss the idea that it could become something real. Rumors spread that the princess had been weakened, corrupted by human emotions, and there were those who believed it was their duty to end the union for the sake of Tara honor. The human found himself standing beside the princess against a tide of opposition. Together, they faced challenges from within the Tara royal family and external threats from those who sought to drive a wedge between them. The princess's own advisors began plotting ways to separate the couple, while rival factions within the empire saw an opportunity to gain political power by publicly undermining the marriage.